Yahoo News has recently came out with new poll, a new poll that is showing Gavin Newsom beating JD Vance in a head-to-head by over 8 points. This survey surveyed 1,690 U.S. adults. It was taken between August 29th and September 2nd, where if the election was held today, 49% of registered voters said that they would vote for Newsom, while only 41% of voters said that they would vote for JD Vance. This is, of course, a 8-point lead. Now, this is awful news for the Republicans, and I want to make a map based off of this poll. Now, of course, in this scenario, they didn't have a third-party candidate, so I do think if there was a progressive third-party candidate, it could be more like 43 to 41%, with a third party taking a good amount of votes. But let's go ahead and fill out this map based off and make it a little bit more realistic. So we'll go ahead and start off with all the safe states for Gavin Newsom. I do have Gavin Newsom taking Gretchen Whitmer as his VP. I do think New Mexico would be safe in this scenario. And we could even see New Hampshire go into the safe column. New Jersey would go back into the safe column. I think Minnesota would be in a safe column. Virginia would go into a safe column. And we could possibly see, we go to JD Vance. And the last time there was this large of a 8-point victory, well, this was only a 7-point victory over the Republicans, was in 2008. Now, of course, Gavin Newsom isn't Obama. He's not that strong of a candidate. But I do think we could see closer of a 2020 victory based off of this poll, where Joe Biden beat Trump by around 4 points, which is probably a little bit more realistic. Now, Minnesota would probably be likely, but Virginia would probably stay safe, and New Hampshire would probably be likely, both going to Gavin Newsom by around 7 points. Also, New Mexico would be likely. Biden won it by 10 points. I could definitely see Gavin winning it by 10 points. Now let's move on to the other states. Louisiana, all of these states, South Carolina, of course, Indiana, Missouri, Kansas may only be, could maybe move into likely column, but probably not. We could definitely see Iowa move into the likely column for JD Vance and Marco Rubio. I believe Florida would move into the likely column, and also Ohio. And I'll go ahead and get Texas out the way. Texas would probably go JD Vance and Marco Rubio in the scenario by around a 5-point margin, the same as Trump won it in 2020. Now we'll move on. Oh, of course, Illinois would be safe, and the 1st District of Maine would probably be likely, maybe only by around 5 points, closer to what Trump won it in 2020. So after we do the likely and safe states, it's 226 to 219, Gavin Newsom and Gretchen Whitmer up. Let's now go on to the swing states. Now, if Gavin Newsom really is leading the popular vote by 8 points, based off this poll, we could definitely see Arizona would probably flip to Gavin Newsom, maybe go to Gavin by around 2 to 3 points. But even when Biden won it, he won it by just barely. So I think it would just barely go to Gavin Newsom and Gretchen Whitmer. And same with Nevada. I think it would be a close, tight race, but Gavin Newsom still coming out on top. We would then see North Carolina is moving to the left and is probably the most likely state to shift in 2024 besides 2028 besides Wisconsin. And we're seeing Roy Cooper have very good polling numbers in North Carolina. North Carolina could definitely shift more Democratic over the next few years. North Carolina has also elected 2 Democratic governors in a row. We saw Roy Cooper and the new Democratic governor who won in the 2024 election. Now, we also saw Biden was able to win Georgia by just the slimmest margin. If Gavin Newsom really is winning it by 8 points, I believe Gavin Newsom could probably also win Georgia, same as Biden. Let's move up to Pennsylvania, which has very popular Governor Josh Shapiro leading it right now. And Gavin Newsom leading by 8 points could win Pennsylvania by 3 points maybe. And if Gretchen Whitmer is on the ticket with Gavin Newsom, I could definitely see Michigan going to Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmer by 5 points maybe. And of course, Wisconsin would also go Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmer, both by around 7 points. So this is my map on what I think would happen if Gavin Newsom was really leading the national vote by as much as Yahoo says he is. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and peace out.